Now we saw here many properties and many methods of our object. You see here the properties and the methods, here all the methods and so on. And most of the events have a standard set of properties and methods available on the event object. Okay, there is also a reference if you want to know more. Some event objects add extra properties that are relevant to that particular type of event. For example, the key down event fires when the user presses a key. Its event object is a keyboard event, which is a specialized event object with a key property that tells you which key was pressed. So if we have a text box, here we're going to put input type text put. So we have input type text and so on. I'm going to save this. And then I have for this an ID text box. Okay, then I have a div ID div ID. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then in my script I'm gonna add some code. I'm going to the very bottom. I'm gonna paste this piece of code that I prepared, and in the first two constants I save the HTML elements text box and div ID that I defined here before. Text box and div ID by ID. So I put the hash character here in front. And then to the text box, add as an event keyword when assign at the event key down the following event arrow function output, which is output. Okay, here my div, I put the text you pressed and then event key, the property key. Okay, so it's specific for the key down event. I'm gonna refresh my page. I'm gonna click here, and then you see here you press Q, W, E, R, you name it. Okay, it's gonna change color here. You see, and you see that here I'm gonna press D, you press D. So I have here event key returns me the key, the keyboard. So you just have to have the list of properties and methods for each event, like key down, and do your job. As simple as that. Of course, it's very impossible to include all the examples and all the events in a course, but you can have a reference, the documentation, and do some exercise with other events and their properties and methods.